Hi guys, this is Cobra Verde. Yesterday evening I played a session against wildcard headsup no limit 10. He asked me to record it and to post it on PokeTube. And I'm also gonna do some commentary now, 12 hours later. So the way this player plays in a cash game is usually he takes advantage of position, just abuses position as much as possible, and therefore I just wanted to start off building a really tight image. I folded a few really decent hands. Pretty much everything else is just standard continuation bets and taking the pot down in the beginning, and he really pretty soon starts to free bet me, possibly also because he just has hands in spots like this, but still. I just go ahead and play pretty tight up to this point, and for example, call with pocket sevens from the button, no free bet, and just check and check fold. I was feeling like he was gonna call me a lot of times when I free bet and put the pressure on post flop in position on just about any board, and here I just decided to call him and then give up the hand because I don't really want to call him down too lightly right in the beginning of the game. Here with pocket sixes, I decide to check behind on the flop, and when he fires the queen turn, I just can't do a whole lot. I just give up my hand. Also, without a hand in a spot like this, he obviously has pretty often overcards and a fair amount, some kind of piece of the board, or definitely enough equity to do somewhat well against me and hit some rivers and put out some big bets on rivers that are gonna put me in just a really tough spot, and really I'm drawing just 2 outs and it's not worth it, basically. So here I raise up pre-flop, he calls me, I fire the ace high flop, I check the 5 of hearts on the turn, which is not the best play. But again, I want to keep it pretty straightforward. I don't want to free barrel him right in the beginning of the match, and I just check fold to check the turn and fold to his river bet from out of position. So let him have it. I want to let him get out of line and I want him to have the image of the spazzy guy who just monkeys away money. Okay, so 6-7 I call out of position, and when he did, I thought I might want to check raise the flop. When he checks behind me on the flop, I just decide to give up the hand, because I kinda get suspicious, and my gut shot is definitely just not worth all too much. King 9, then I decided to make my first free bet. It's like 6-7 minutes into the game, and ace high flop, I just standard continuation bet. He calls me once, and I fire again on the turn and I take it down. So I didn't really have the greatest idea what kind of range he was gonna be playing and how often he was just gonna try to steal from me, but I was definitely sure that he was just trying to get away with murder in this match, and here I bet the flop and he called me. On the turn I bet again because it didn't really seem like too bad of a card for me to fire again. The way the match has been going, I thought that he might be suspicious, might try to look me up, might try to make some moves on me. River comes a queen. In retrospective, I don't know if my play is right here. I thought about going for a value bet of 150, which will, in my mind, get called all the time. And if he shoves on me, I have a pretty easy call. I have a snap call, obviously. but I'm not gonna get a whole lot of value from a medium strength hand. So since it was the beginning of the match and I feel like people are maybe a little bit more suspicious in the beginning of the match, I just went ahead and pushed all in here. I definitely think he's calling me in the spot with a queen sometimes, and definitely with a 10, and obviously with jack 9, and the queen seemed like some kind of an action card, so I just made a huge, I didn't push all in, I just made a huge overbet of 770, and he went in the tank and unfortunately folded. So here I free bet, like, I don't know if this might actually be the first time. No, it's the third time I free bet. He comes over the top with a 4 bet and ace jack, pretty decent hand, but I just decide to give it up. It's too early in the match to get out of line and do crazy stuff. Here I raise it up to 40 pre-flop, and he decides to go ahead and raise me, free bet me pretty large, and I give up my hand. So he picks up on my misclick and punishes me like he should. Here I flop bottom pair. I just continuation bet, pretty straightforward, and have to fold to a check raise. So he's definitely owning me in the small pots so far, and not a whole lot going on, just pretty standard button raises and folds, and he's just putting in a whole lot of free bets. Here I raise it up and he calls me. I have the backdoor flush draw to the nuts. When I see the flop, I think that I would like check behind against a player like him very often on a flop like this. I don't want to say every single time, but very often I will check behind. When he bets small, I just decide to go ahead and flat call him. And on the turn he checks to me and I lead out, and he instantly check raises me to 240, which at that time looks really strong to me. But I figure I have a decent amount of outs, and I can call him in the spot, and if I hit a diamond, it won't be all too hard with an aggressive player like him who doesn't really love to give up to take down the pot. And this check raise is also really small. I'm getting like 3-1 on my money, so I went ahead and made the call, and I sucked out, and maybe I sucked out, and I went ahead and pushed all in, and I got a call and stacked him the first time. Here with a call out of position with 6-7 offsuit, flop, pair and a straight draw. Very strong hand, lead out and take down the pot. Here I actually misplay a hand, just flat call with king jack. He bets, I decide to peel a card, see a turn, lead out on the turn, and he check raises me, and I went ahead and folded my hand here, although I thought about repushing, but just because the way the hand went down, I didn't really put him on a hand. It was kinda like he was either representing the nuts in a spot like this, or nothing at all, since I mean, it's just a bad call, and then it's a pretty decent sized raise. I just go ahead and fold. Don't wanna make any light call downs, but definitely in retrospective I should have just checked. If I knew that he was if I knew that he was like never giving up a single hand and always check raising me as soon as the board in some way allowed it, then I would have definitely just checked. But I get myself into similar situations later on, and it's pretty hard to do against him. Here I actually went ahead and 4-bet the first time with 8-9 suited, and he gives me credit and folds. Then again, a lot of straightforward hands. Here I 3-bet with 10-9 offsuit, flop comes down queen high. On the turn it puts a flush out there, but with his just call on the flop I don't quite put him on a flush draw. And more often than not he's just gonna have really weak hands in a spot like this, like maybe just 5-6 or maybe a hand also like 10-jack. And so I think the way I would play aces, kings, and also queens in a spot like this would basically just be shovel in. So I went ahead and basically put him all in. And I still have a decent amount of equity with my open-ended